Hi everyone, welcome to new Strongpod. Today is our 9th episode of Strongpod. We will have one more episode and that will conclude our first season. So I'm very excited and we'll see if we go to season 2. We'll see what your guys' feedback is. Anyways, this Strongpod we have a very special guest. We'll be talking about pack run advice, pack advice, safety advice for all jammers in this game, and pets and more. So let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Strong Pod. Today we have a very special guest. She is a star, and she is very well known for Star Reacts, and she is a big pack owner, fast forward pack owner. They are on the pack leaderboard almost every month, on top of the board. They're an awesome pack. We have Miss Starbucks.
Hi, Strong. Thanks so much. Happy to be here.
Star, so what made you, how did you start playing Animal Jam? And what started you to make content for Animal Jam?
As my name would suggest, I am a mom. I have 2 children, and when my oldest was around 7, she was hooked on this game called Animal Jam. And 7-year-olds are still in the phase when they want their parents to do things with them. And so I got a lot of begging for me to play with her, and we would do a lot of little dance parties in her den with me, and Puppy is what I call my oldest, and Peanut is what I call my youngest in the game because I talk about them a lot. We would do a lot of little dance parties usually in Puppy's den with the 3 of us. But over time, she pushed harder and harder for me to be doing more and more with her on Animal Jam. So she basically talked me into doing more things. She taught me how to do the Phantom Dimension. She put me in a running pack. And that's how I started playing more and more. And like most moms' stories in this game, eventually your kid loses interest in the game that they got you into. But by that point, I was hooked. And so I have continued to play despite the fact that she is only a very occasional player right now. My youngest actually plays more now than my oldest, and she runs with me sometimes, and that's fun. It's fun to do things with your kids. How I got started making content, I can't even say that I really remember how I got started making content. I didn't even have an Instagram account before Animal Jam, but it was suggested to me when I joined Rockstars that I should come join the Instagram page. And I think over time I started posting little things about, look at our drops and look at my high score. And one day, I believe what happened was the very first alpha chest I ever won, I figured out how to make a screen recording, or a recording of me opening it. And I opened it, and it was pure white Starlight Wings. It was my very first alpha chest I'd ever won. I was beginning to believe that alpha chests didn't even exist on Animal Jam, that everyone was just punking me. Not really, but that's what I like to say. And my reaction was apparently entertaining, and a couple of friends basically pushed me into making more. They would feed me things like alpha chests or light side and dark side chests, stuff like that. More things to open so that they could hear my reaction. I don't know why they're so entertained by it, but I mostly still do it for those handful of friends that really seem to enjoy it.
Star, your pack is a very top pack. They're one of the biggest packs right now. And they are always on top of the leaderboard. When did you start this pack? Fast forward. Why did you start it? When did you start it? And what's some advice or tips you would give to a person who wants to not just make a pack, but make a top running pack that's in the leaderboard every month and sometimes or all the times on top of the leaderboard?
As I mentioned before, what got me into running was my daughter. She put me in a running pack, and I ran my way into putting that pack on the top 20 leaderboard with mostly just me. And that got the leader of that pack, the owner, very excited, but I just wasn't really feeling that pack. So I went and I was looking for somewhere else to join, and I happened to make friends with the incredible Silverstream Forever running in Liza. She was always so much fun. It was always like a party there with her. And she was in Rockstars at the time. And so I was like, hey, can I join up? And she was like, yeah, you just need to meet these requirements and talk to Fun and you're good to go. And so I did and ran for them and eventually became a leader for them. But ultimately, she and I and others decided that we wanted something different, something that was a little bit more focused on the people and not so much the numbers. And that's how we all decided to start Fast Forward together. I want to be clear, this is Silver's pack, not my pack. I am just a leader, and I'm completely cool with that because I really don't like a lot of attention on me. Anyhow, so if you're looking for advice on how to start a successful running pack, I would ask the following question. Do you love to run? This is something I ask new runners when I'm interviewing them. And while it's not a requirement for people to say, oh yeah, I love running, it is a good predictor as to whether or not they will last in Fast Forward. Because you can only force yourself to do something that you don't love for so long before you don't want to do it anymore. It feels like a chore or a job. And that's not at all what running is for me. Running really soothes me. I like the sameness run after run. We do this thing every month where we set a target. One of the leaders sets a high score and people try to beat it, and we reward them with a little gift if they do. So I would say if you're looking to start a running pack, do you love to run? Are you okay with the fact that you might have to spend a lot of your time doing this, a lot of your free time? Because there are other ways to gain clout or fame in this game that don't involve this huge time suck of running. All of the leaders in Fast Forward are runners. We all love to run, and that is what has made us successful, is that together we set the pace for the entire pack, the leading crew in Fast Forward. So that's basically what I would say about creating your own pack. If you love it, and if you have some friends who also love it, that's helpful. And then just go for it.
I know you mentioned to me that you love pets, and I was wondering, what types of pets do you love in Animal Jam? Do you have any collections of certain kinds of pets? And what made you to really like pets so much?
So yes, I really do love my pets. I have about 80 rainbow pets and another 120 diamond tier pets that I consider my personal pets, not for trade, not for sale. And I send them out on expeditions and I level them constantly. I'm logging in twice a day to boop my pet sitters so that I can keep sending those out on expeditions. I'm really curious in this game. The thing that really interests me is the math and statistics of the game. How often do you get something good from a rainbow pet expedition? And the truth is, it's really not very often. I've really only started consistently getting good things from rainbows as I've amassed more and more. That's an interesting thing about my content on Instagram is I don't really know that most people see it as math content, but I really do see it as math content. I really do see it as, what are the statistics of this? Let's see how this random set of pets coming back does on getting me things. Right now I'm doing an experiment to see if I can sell all the things my rainbow pets get back and make enough sapphires to make one new rainbow pet from the on-sale pet per month. So stuff like that is really what keeps me interested in the game.
So, Star, I know you are a adult, and you mentioned before that you like to help kids identify who safe adults are in this community. And I was wondering what this means to you, and what this should mean for all the kids out here that are playing and watching and supporting creators that are either kids, adults, whoever. Yeah, what does this mean, and what do you do about it? And how do you find these safe adults and so-called, I guess you could say, bad adults?
Yes, this is a topic that I care very deeply about because, like in the world at large, there are lots of wonderful people who play Animal Jam, lots of wonderful kids, lots of wonderful adults. I've made so many wonderful friends on this game, but there is a minority out there who just, I don't even know. I don't understand people who try to take advantage of other people in any way, whether they're trying to scam or get you to engage in inappropriate activities with them. It can get really disgusting, to be honest. And what I'd say is that as a human, one thing that I have had to learn and relearn so many times in this game and in life is that when you get that little gut feeling that something is off with someone, you should believe that before you have more evidence, because it's almost always right. You're almost always going to get evidence to confirm your gut, but it might traumatize you along the way. I know I have had some traumatic experiences with people on this game, and I would just be skeptical of any adult. You don't want to keep interacting with somebody who's throwing up red flags or even yellow flags. You don't want to be interacting with people who ask you personal details as a kid. I have a personal rule that I don't ever ask kids, or really anyone who hasn't self-identified as an adult to me, about anything like, names, ages, where you live, anything like that. I just don't ask. A lot of kids will tell me stuff like that, but I would encourage kids to just not share that kind of information. I know that sounds very basic and something that they've likely heard from their parents many times, but it's really important. You don't need to prove that somebody is a bad person. You don't need to put yourself in harm's way to find out if somebody is really as bad as people say they are. And if somebody is giving you solid evidence that, especially if it's somebody that you trust, that somebody else is maybe doesn't have your best interest at heart, you should believe them and just The block button is there for a reason. I have people blocked because I just don't need to deal with it. Kids should do the same thing. And just in general in the game, I am very skeptical of adults who feel the need to be, quote, popular in this game. It's a personal pet peeve of mine. Anybody who's an adult who's trying to get status in this game, I just don't understand that. I have come to find out through many experiences that that is a huge red flag in the game, is when you know somebody is an adult, but they need to be popular. They need to have other people adoring them or feeling a certain way about them. It's not a path that is good.
Lastly, Star, what are your thoughts on adult jammers on Animal Jam and their influence on the jammers, or you can say kids, through either the game or social media?
In general, I think adults on Animal Jam are mostly great. I have a very large network of moms that I hang out with who care very deeply about keeping Animal Jam a safe and vibrant place. And they also care very deeply about a lot of the kids that we meet on this platform. You get, as a mom, a lot of kids who maybe aren't really feeling heard by their parents at home, who just need an adult to be non-judgmental toward them. And I personally love that about adults on Animal Jam. On top of that, we are the ones spending money, which is probably what is keeping this game going. Yeah, you just need to be cautious like you are with anything in the game.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, I agree with what you had to say with the pack runs. Like, I love the way you interview people. That's a really good way to go about it. And thank you for all the information, Star. And thank you everyone for watching this episode of Strongpod. And we'll see you guys next week.